forgetting to exponentiate. And I'm going to say I have been a part of this problem. In my early years when I was teaching students how to solve logarithms, a lot of times I just relied on them converting things to exponential form. And I think that was a mistake. And if I could go back in time, I would actually redo my instruction. But for a lot of students that made mistakes, I really emphasized this understanding in exponential form, and I wanted them to, kind of use that to their advantage. But the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, when we have an equation for log base 2 of, let's say, x minus 1 is equal to 3, yes, you can rewrite this in exponential form and then go ahead and solve. But in the reality, what we really want you to understand is using the rules of logarithms. And the rule of logarithm that you're going to want to apply here is going to be the exponentiate on both sides. Okay? Just like we add on both sides, subtract on both sides, or we take the log of the same base and the powers, we want to be able to use these rules of exponents. And so when we exponentiate on both sides, what we're going to get is going to be an x minus 1 is equal to a 2 cubed, which again we know is 8. So x minus 1 is equal to 8 plus 1 plus 1, x is equal to 9. So I no longer prefer students to be able to rewrite things or to rewrite in exponential form when solving. I prefer you to go ahead and exponentiate. That is applying mathematically correct, a little bit more correct in my preference, I guess I would say. I'm not sure if there's that. But the rule that a lot of students will forget is they remember all these rules of logarithms. They remember like the log, base 3 of 1, we know that's always going to be 0. Or if we have log base 3 of 3, we know that is going to equal to 1. Or if I have the log base 3 of 3 squared, we know that's going to equal 2. These are all going to be these rules of exponents. But what's the one that always confuses students? When I have this, 3 raised to the log base 3 of 2. They just forget this exponentiate one, right? And that's why I think it's really important actually to focus more on that when solving. But ladies and gentlemen, when you have a base raised to the power of a logarithm with the same base, it's just going to equal to your argument, okay? So do not forget the exponentiate rule of logarithms. I see students making that mistake all the time because it's the one that kind of looks the most confusing. And so I think it's the easiest to kind of make your mistakes on.